I do think this is the best gacha game ever made.
Offer dozens of hours of content that a Hoyo newcomer can enjoy.
Is 100% worth trying.
I like it, actually. It's a vibe.
All right, give it up for the Clown College. I see that your shiny Chinese spyware got a new game for you to spend your allowances on, and you were more than eager to hop in and spend exorbitant amounts of money for pixels. But I am different from these fools. I will never fall for Mihora's ploys again because I am familiar with their game. This Honkai Star Rail probably got hours upon hours of grounding involved, barely incentivizes their free-to-play player base to even play the game in the first place, and got half of their roster from a local daycare. So I will not be playing this game. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I will play the game to prove to you clowns that this game sucks and you wasted half of your lives on nothing. I only need 3 hours to show that this game sucks, so here we go. Okay, so the game is actually pretty good. Welcome to Honkai Impact 3rd 5 Royal Rail. It is a game that takes space in space, and in this game you're diagnosed with space cancer by your own mother, who then leaves you to your fate in a lonely space station to fight against that one Metal Gear boss. And on the way you meet the people that you will definitely not see for the rest of the game, featuring Girl Failure Celadon, Chinese Moses, you will get this eventually, an underpaid animator with a black hole inside a cane, and my adoptive mother, again, with a strange addiction for coffee this time. And together, you will go on nefarious activities such as warming a dying freezing planet, helping the immortal Chinese evade the consequences of their own actions, to having battles of cosmic scales against omnipotent trash cans. The fun will be endless. But of course, before I go on a tangent about the extensive and immersive story of this game, I must first go over the most important thing about it. Your card's expiration month and year. If you want intricate 400 available skills for your favorite characters, as if you're playing Dragon Quest again, you have not come to the right place. But if you want your characters to throw Ice Getsuga Tenshos, boogie down to give you steroids, or just whip out satellites that will disintegrate every speck of dust that confirm your very existence while sipping the world's strongest coffee ever brewed, then this is the right place for you. In this game, you get to have 4 different characters in your team, each character having a path in which to specialize in. An element type, a basic attack, a skill, and a passive that may or may not be as complex as the plot of Albeit, and an ultimate ability that needs energy to recharge. In addition, instead of having to manage finite amounts of mana like in many other turn-based RPGs, you instead start the battle with 3 skill points up to a maximum of 5, which recharge every combat. Your basic attacks grant a skill point, while skills use, but think again. Because of the system, you need to manage who should, and when they should use their skills to ensure maximum efficiency. Some characters use nothing, some give a lot, while some have their die entirely based on them. Yeah, what can I say? One must feed their gambling addiction, my right, fellas? In addition, you can equip things called Lycones to enhance combat abilities, enhance their skills by farming certain items, increase their level caps, increase their levels altogether, equip what we call relics onto characters to enhance their combat abilities, which you probably guessed it, you have to grind for. Quite a lot of them. However, I bring you a piece of advice that most people are not willing to give. Don't even try farming for them until you reach level 60. You will only waste your life away for relics that you won't even be able to use in the late game. Focus on finding chests, which gives you relics, and equip those until you finally have enough levels to grind for relics. Doing so will make the relic farming slightly more fair. That being said, I know I am making farming for things look like the boogeyman, but compared to its predecessor games, the farming in Honkai is significantly more forgiving, and something that would take 1 hour to do on Genshin instead would take 10 minutes to do so in Honkai. Now, I know that I have said that this game does not have the same amount of moves as other turn-based RPGs not too long ago, but that is not to say that this game is any less deep in their mechanics. You have straightforward characters that can electrocute you with a guitar, characters that need stacks to proc parts of their kit and bring their full potential, and then you have the Herder's kit. I did not order the Yappuccino, please leave me alone. And that is only covering characters' abilities that vary from each character. We also have a wide variety of enemies that can each do very different things. They can inflict many types of debuffs and stuns, have elemental weaknesses, and a toughness bar that requires hits from corresponding weakness types to deplete and delay their actions, unless you're Firefly. And that is without including other combat mechanics such as action forwards, which makes the game turn-based on you. Damage over time, freezing, targeting, among many other things that keep the combat fresh at all times. When I thought they could not keep going deeper, they proved me wrong every single time. As if that wasn't enough variety and content, the game also features modes like Simulated Universe, where the main character plays VR chat, Memory of Chaos, in which you fight against bigger enemies, Pure Fiction, where you need to kill several hordes of creatures within a set amount of time, Apocalyptic Shadow, where you need to beat 2 bosses and earn as many points as possible, while also making sure that they do not smite you within 2 attoseconds. As well as the all-new mode, Currency Wars, where you play TFT, I guess. It's actually really fun. I really love this mode. Now, I probably don't need to tell you that in these modes, certain characters thrive more than others, and it may seem as if the game is forcing you to pull for characters and give the Chinese spyware your money in order to beat these game modes, which they want you to do. But that is not really the case, as in this game not only gives you 11 characters for absolutely free that can clear the endgame content, albeit with more effort attached, they are also very, and I mean very, generous with the amount of pulls they give you. By playing the game for literally 2 weeks, I got about 28,000 stellar jades at pretty much every 4-star in the game, including the ones I didn't want, and a bunch of game-breaking 5-stars, and all of it is without counting constant events, side quests, and of course, exploring the game. Hence comes the question, are these worlds worth exploring? Well, yes. Much like Genshin Impact, this world is constantly growing with more characters, planets to explore, and enemies to battle. The big difference is that this game is not an open world, and is therefore not as rich exploration-wise as Genshin is. But that is not to say that it is not as good, if not better, content-wise. There are many chests to loot, intergalactic picks to find, puzzles to solve, and even side content that the game just does not show you, and it's really cool. To put this into perspective, sometimes you may interact with objects in this game that, as random as it may be, have their own plots, such as finding the king of trash cans, discovering the 7 holy manholes, helping Oppenheimer escape super hell, and of course, interacting with every single trash can. And by engaging with some of these stories, you get a currency called Praise of High Morals, in which every planet also has a way of giving you rewards for spending them, such as solid water, which you can buy in the store right next to the pond. I love this. See, this would probably all sound really silly to me if I wasn't a huge Yakuza fan. The sub-story energy that these quests give is honestly quite refreshing to me, and I wish more games would make more silly and serious and sad and sometimes even insane side quests to indulge in. To put this into perspective, at one point in the game you play through one of the best stories ever put to pen and paper, only then to unlock the Candy Crush minigame, which comes with its own plot. I spent several hours in it, and that is only one of the mini-games you can partake on. You also have a glorified Pokemon where you force enemies you have met in battle to battle against each other. The Ghostbusters minigame where you bust ghosts. The March 7th training arc, which really gives me Yakuza 4 Saejima training vibes. They are also being constantly added to the game. And all of that is without mentioning the absolutely insane art direction of this game. Every world looks so distinctly unique from each other. Frozen landscapes, giant spaceships, beautiful dreamlands, literal, and lively NPCs that are also out there doing different things in the background, being fixing robots or whatever it is that this guy's doing. Although the game makes it very obvious when the characters are NPCs,
you are horrifying to look at.
They still have intricate fashions and designs that sets them apart from each planet you visit. The character designs are what you expect from a Hoyo game, which is a good thing. But in this game, they get to be more creative with the stories and designs from each character due to them, you know, coming from completely different planets. And it is really impressive how, while they're extremely rich in depth, some more than others, they also manage to not overwhelm you with lore or anything of the sort, which actually wraps perfectly into the next section of this video. This section has spoilers. Sorry. Now I know you might be wondering, in a story with several characters and worlds available such as this one, you just might be wondering if Hoyo can make us invested in at least a few of them, to which I say, yeah. Now I hate to break it to you TikTok users and YouTube Shorts enjoyers, this game has a lot of talking. Like a lot. I fear that unfortunately this game may not please the people with the attention span of a watermelon, but if instead of spamming the skip button or even downloading bots that can skip dialogues for you, don't do it, by the way, and you genuinely pay attention to the story, you just might be pleasantly surprised. The way that each planet, even Xianzhou, and I will die on this hill, improves their storytelling further and further is something that needs to be studied. Do bear in mind that this is the kind of game that can have moments that tug on your heartstrings, emotional and poetical questions that can make you rethink your life decisions, while also being able to go complete batshit at the flip of the switch. For example, in this game, there are divine cosmic beings named Eons, which are pivotal to the main story of this game at pretty much every point of it, each with their own specialties. Some are serious, no-nonsense Eons, while others may even be benevolent with blessings and such. And then there's Aha, the Eon of Elation, which at one point in time thought it would be really funny to give all of its powers to a worm, which could not contain its power and ended up dying in a matter of seconds. This guy does not care. If they at any point in time thought it would be really funny to erase Florida from the map, then it is no longer a matter of if, But when and how? That, however, is not part of the main story, so we have to actually talk about the plot of the game now. Let me paint you a scenario. In the first planet you visit, the people are barely getting by. It's people being pit against each other by a ruler that has been corrupted by power, the topside thriving while the undercity struggles. Wait, why does this sound so familiar? Until through trials and tribulations, you, the main character, finally faces off against said ruler and has one of the best moments in the entire game to defeat her. I refuse to spoil any further because this final battle was an experience that I wish I could relive in its full glory a second time. Now, I'm sure this doesn't sound bad by any means, and maybe some of you are actually interested, but if you think the game slows down or stops being so interesting in its story, then just refer back to this image. I think it speaks for itself. In the third planet, you get inside one of the most coveted and sought after places in the galaxy, Penacony, the land of dreams. Quite literally. Here anything is possible. Talking to billboards, flying for a little bit until you fall to your death, hearing others' dreams, controlling emotions, and so much more. And that, of course, is without even talking about the plot, which, my god, the new characters with intricate personalities and backstories. A plot that makes me wonder whether or not the writers of Game of Thrones pitched in. The exploration which they added several more layers to, from walking up walls and ceilings to changing the environment. Literally everything I experienced in this planet was something that left me at a loss for words. The only thing that may be a turnoff to a lot of people would be the several pages worth of dialogue that this planet has compared to the others. But I was so engrossed in the story and the characters that I simply did not give a damn. A glorious buildup of mysteries and unknowns that flourished into a conclusion that left me only capable of saying, damn.
In dreams we watch the sky. You watch me drift on by. In your memory, a whispered song, a seed of hope where we belong.
Hey guys, Goose here, and I just wanted to thank you for watching this video up to this point. If you have, it took me a long time to make it, but I'm very glad that I finally got around to actually finishing it, because it's been sitting in my corner for quite a few months now. This video means a lot to me. This game means a lot to me. I love this game. I hope that at least a little bit of my passion got through to you. If you did reach this point, please share this video with your friends, even if they don't actually want to play the game, or if they don't play games at all, it doesn't matter, just share the video, bro. Like the video, subscribe for more videos like this, which I am intending on making more videos from now on. But yeah, that's kind of about it. I'll see you around. Peace.